All right. But no, there's a lot of even though we're however many days into this pandemic or weeks now, months, companies are coming out with new products. We're seeing them. We've got, one that launches tomorrow that we're going to talk about is that Olight PL2 Valkyrie, which is in gunmetal gray. It's a cool light. That launches tomorrow. We've got some new Mountain Ops electrolyte drinks. So if you're going to be out on a run or something like that, go get your Mountain Ops fix.
Or grinding through a long day at the home office.
Yeah. How is adjusting to? Well, I mean, but you work from home now. You're remote. You're in Oregon. How has the switch been for you? Because you were an office guy, like you were in, and now you're not. So how's that switch been for you? You are wearing pants, right?
Maybe. Do I have to stand up?
I'm going to take that as a yes.
The main thing is that I've noticed is trying to approach it just like you're going to the office. I mean, get ready, do all your stuff, and then you go into your office and you're at work.
Yeah.
So for me, the transition hasn't really been that hard.
Yeah. See, I kind of do the same thing. I make sure that I'm ready to start the day. Kind of go through my morning routine. Go work out, come back, actually get dressed as if I'm going to work, which always kind of that gets you in that framework. But this is my work attire anyway, so I'm always wearing a hat.
Right.
But this is a little change for us. We're kind of going earlier in the morning because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. But it's been crazy. So we're in the guns and gear filming stages right now, and we've had to push some of our FPD filming back for those of you guys that don't know. So FPD is coming. We just had to push it back just a touch. We hope to be, keeping on a continuous schedule from June, July, August, and throughout the year. So hopefully, new FPDs will be dropping, but the new season of Guns and Gear is going to be coming up pretty quick. And so we're in-depth filming right there. Ryan actually is out to the range. I was out the range this morning getting them all set up, good to go. So Ryan's on the range right now with Max Michelle of Sig Sauer, and they are doing some really cool stuff today. So they're shooting that new 365 XL. Gary, have you messed with that gun any?
I haven't messed with it yet. I was hoping to at NRA.
We've got comments already rolling in about our main topic today, which is going to be lights on guns. But I want to remind you guys, go subscribe, ring the bell, go on Instagram, follow us. We're always putting up new stuff. And as always, guys, we've got a go long giveaway happening right now. Gary, what's that all about? What is going on with that? I know you have been doing a lot of the social media posts on that, following it, but it's a long range package is basically what it is, right?
Yeah, it's an awesome package. So there's a Daniel Defense rifle, optics from Crimson Trace, triggers from Timney, and a whole bunch of gear from Caldwell. Huge package.
That's
ready to go.
Steel, that's everything. So you're ready to literally go long immediately right out of the box. I mean, you rig up your gear and then you're good to go. But you get, there's Rail Masters, there's all kinds of lights there from Lockdown. You get a Lockdown in plain sight shelf, which if you guys don't know, those are really cool. Those are the shelves that look like a normal shelf, but then you click them right, or you hit something, and all of a sudden it comes out and there's guns there. So that's pretty cool. Yep. Now I don't think you're going to fit that D5
or anything. Probably not.
Yeah, that's probably something that you're not gonna get put in there. But guys, important stuff right now. We got to get the giveaways out. And last week, as you guys will know, we were giving away a Lockdown puck and a Yeti tumbler from Lockdown. So get pucked tumbler, which I've been drinking out of mine and I absolutely love it. And the Lockdown puck, I set mine up 2 weeks ago. And I've actually been really impressed with it. There have been very few issues with it. It's a new product. And Gary and I were kind of talking about this before we got on air. You will go through those growing pains and you're going to find out what works and what doesn't. You need to have a internet source or Wi-Fi source fairly close to this. It can't be, it's in a metal box. So, but mine's been working great. You've got to play with one yet?
I've gotten to play with them. I have a couple on the way to me right now as well. Right, Lockdown?
Yeah, right, Renell. Just saying.
You promised.
But no, we got a lot of good comments already. Oh, Boyd Bauer says he has a 365. Then they released the XL, and then they released the awesome SAS. Now I want, you got to have both the XL and the SAS. One thing I did notice about that a lot of guys are going to go in the store and they're going to press the trigger. They're going to feel that trigger on the XL. It didn't feel right to me. It felt kind of mushy, but when you go out on the range and shoot it, it's a whole different, it's like you replace the trigger. It's kind of odd. I've never had a gun like that, but it was amazing on the range. And Max Michel probably will say, yeah, that's kind of normal. Like that's how it should feel. So, but
how would you compare it to the standard 365 trigger, KJ?
That's a good question. I would on the like in-store feel, which I would say in-store feel if you're in your house or something like that, it's gonna feel kind of gummy, but I think it runs better because it's an X series trigger. So it's a flat face trigger. But I think it runs a little bit better than the regular 365 trigger, and that's a good trigger. So it's not gonna feel great out of the box, but once you get it on the range and actually start running it, it's gonna feel awesome. So it's just something that I noticed right out of the box. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I like that, but then I got it on the range and pretty nice.
Cool.
Yeah, dry fire feel. Boyd Bauer says it's kind of a dry fire feel. I think everybody kind of knows what that is. Like on guns that you're like, I don't really like the trigger, and then you run it. Awesome. So,
and guns that you dry fire a lot with, you get to know that trigger really well.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most important things a guy can do is just know your gun. I mean, that's what we always preach, right?
Yeah.
So we got off on a tangent, but Rob Lomax, you are our winner. So this week for the Lockdown puck, I'm sorry, Boyd, you did not win the Lockdown puck prize pack. So Rob Lomax, I'll be reaching out to you. You get me your information. I'll get it out the door this week. Okay. Our giveaway is something really cool, something that I hate to part with because so every once in a while we have companies that reach out to us and they say, hey, do you want to look at this product? And well, sure, just send it in and we'll look at it and we'll see, what we like and stuff like that. Well, I have fallen in love with this and I'm giving it away. So I'm actually giving away an Olight PL2 and the i5T EOS. This is going to be your find me things in the dark, like you lost your keys or something. I'm going to look, and this is for straight up blinding people. And it goes on your little your stealth shooter, but it's 1200 lumens. This is an easy mount. We'll talk about this more later, but this is what's on the docket today. This is your giveaway right here. You've got an and this is a limited edition. Okay, I need to tell you guys this. They're only making 7,000 of these gunmetal gray lights. Okay, and I was super impressed with it. We'll get into that later. But in other
And Gray's
cool
the new
news,
FDE, right?
yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, and a lot of these guys on here know that. Okay, a lot of these guys know I ruined my Glock and I Gucci-fied it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, the gunmetal gray Olight, which I am going to go buy when these are going to be available for sale tomorrow. So set your watches, and they're only like, I think what, $79, like with all your discounts and everything.
Yeah.
And we've got a special code that we're going to post up, and it's actually, I think, in the link, but it's in the description. So if you guys click on it and it goes and it's a dead link, it'll be live tomorrow. So they're only going on
Watch
sale
our channels.
tomorrow.
We'll put up all the information.
Yeah. So walk them through that. So where's the link going to be found before we get into all this?
You'll find it on Facebook. We'll put a link up on Instagram. We'll put a link in this video on YouTube as well. You can't miss it.
Yeah, you won't be able to miss it. If you follow us, you're going to be able to see it. Let's look. I'm going to look through some of these comments. Let's see. Yep, dry fired a few last night, usually several times a week. Great job, Poetry on a Cracker. Oh, Airpack wants to know, KJ, do I send you something that you won? That I won? If I won something from Airpack, yes, please send it, and we'll test it out. We'll give it away, and we'll make a good thing about it. And yes, can never have too many lights. So all great. And again, if you guys comment, every comment is an entry. So, so enter to win this awesome prize pack. I'll get out to you guys next week. We'll announce the winner on our Thursday live of next week. So something cool that popped up on my Instagram feeds this week, just 2 days ago, and Gary knows, and a lot of these guys know, that I sent off my G43X frame to Stip Grips. And if you guys don't know him, we had him on Gun Talk Nation on our podcast. And he just sent a teaser, like just a teaser story. And Gary, let me know what you think. I don't know if you saw this story yet, but what do you think about that so far?
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Dude, how cool does that look?
Yeah.
It's got the GT logo in it.
Really good.
Yeah. Like, I'm so excited.
The level of
it.
detail,
and
too.
Right? I mean, look at it. Dude, they took it and they ran with it. Because I told them, I was like, I don't care what you do. Just have fun with it. And I told them, I like an aggressive texture, but hopefully within the next, week or two, we'll be able to get that thing in and really show it off and really give it a Gun Talk first look type deal. But I thought I was really excited about that, and I wasn't expecting it to be posted. And so I was going through my feeds at night, like you do. You're just kind of winding down the day, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that looks great!" I like how he offset it. And
hey, that's mine.
Awesome. Exactly. I was like, "Ooh, that's mine."
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Richard brings up a great point. Happy Nurses Week to any nurses who are watching. Yes, thank you guys. You guys keep this country running and healthy. So thank you guys for doing everything. Mm-hmm. A lot of funny comments.
And stay safe.
Yeah. Yes, they definitely stay safe. So, we haven't had Gary on in a while, and I wanted to, he is a gun guy. He's a gun collector. He has all kinds of cool guns. Some of it he probably won't even show us. But I was like, hey, grab a couple of your guns out of your safe for us to, oogle over, basically. So what did you bring today? How many did you bring today? Because honestly, I only brought one because I've already been out to the range to drop guns off.
I've got 4.
All right. Here's how we're going to do this. we're gonna go. You can show two. I'll show one, and then I'll give you one more to choose from because I imagine we're probably gonna see some of these on the lights. So, what do you got for us first?
Well, let's see. So I'm just gonna go with the 19. So
Okay.
since we were, we were talking yesterday about we wanted to talk about lights, right? This gun has it started as a stock 19, and just about everything possible has been done to it. So I kind of went with what you've been talking about, KJ, with Gucci-fying it, right? But this gun
Yeah.
has been with me to gun sight, I think 5 times. Got thousands and thousands of rounds through it, and I've run a Crimson Trace Railmaster Pro on it for a number of years. A couple different units I've swapped out. When we were talking about lights, really one of the reasons why I gravitated to this so much is because obviously because of the laser. The light is really only
Right.
it's only 100 lumens, so
Right.
it's just kind of there as part of the system. But yeah, this is
Do you feel
this is
that having
trusted
that,
go-to.
like, we talk about like lumens, and I guess we can go ahead and get this like conversation started because my gun has a light on it also. Um,
Yeah.
Do you find like you're limited in your lumens? Like, I mean, at 100 lumens, like that does not, to me, that doesn't seem like a lot.
It's not. I mean, especially now, and as lights have gotten brighter and brighter and brighter. That one, I mean, it, that's kind of one of those systems where it's a balance, right? So it's a laser and a light. Is it a bright light? No. Does it have a wide beam? Yeah, it does.
Right.
Does it have large activation paddles? Yeah, I like that. And for inside the house type of stuff, you know, I do a lot of walkthroughs, and it's brighter than you would think
Really?
for
Well,
what
in
it's
a dark
designed
room,
for.
you got to think no light. Like there is absence of
Right.
light. You might have like a button here or a glowing button over there, but when you introduce a little amount of light, that's a bunch.
Right.
And you
Absolutely.
say
And
it has
it's not a
you say it has a
replacement.
real wide beam?
It has a wide beam.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's
Okay.
it's
Okay.
designed to accompany the laser, really.
Okay. What's your number 2 gun?
Want to stay with handgun?
Let's stay with handgun. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
So this has the Surefire X300 on it. So this is 1,000 lumens. So quite the contrast, right?
Right. Yeah, you're jumping 900 lumens on us. What are you doing to
Yeah.
us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. What now? What is that? Another 19? I didn't get a good look at it.
It's another 19. It's a gray ghost with a gray ghost slide and a Nomad Defense frame.
Okay. Interesting. That looks good, dude. That's slick. What triggers are you running on those? That looks like almost a stock trigger.
This is I believe this was a Polymer 80 kit. This one that I showed before has got an agency trigger, agency arms.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. That's what it looked like. So we're getting some really good. Oh my gosh, we're getting some really good comments on the light deal. You know, Richard has a really funny one. He says, getting to the point with lumens when you can offer to start tanning them, so you can start tanning with your lights. There is some truth. There actually is some truth with that, and you know, we'd have to get more, like, you've taken a whole lot of classes at Gunsight, Gary, far more than I have. What are the you know, the trainers, what are their thoughts on lumens? I mean, is 100 perfect for them, or do they skew to the more lumens is better?
So I think the common thread is there's never going to be a specific lumen count, right? There isn't the right number. It's how well do you run your equipment? Um, there's a real risk of, you suck up to cover, you splash yourself with light, all of a sudden things change, right? So
Yeah.
illumination and running your gear is key, and knowing how it runs. Obviously knowing the condition of your batteries, knowing the throw of your light,
Yeah.
the spread on your light. Um, that's that's what's key. And a weapon light is not a replacement for a handheld, right?
That's right. And that's where you know, Boyd has a great thought. Some are lensed for close distance, some are reaching far. He has a 1200 lumen light that is useless under 10 yards, which I can, because that's a focus beam. I mean, your goal with these lights are to throw light out.
Absolutely.
With those focus beams and those high lumens and those, like, you know, 500 the 300 lumen lights are designed to throw light, cover the room. So before we get to my gun, we'll talk about the Olight lights. So this, I think we ran two of them. Now this is only this handheld. This is going to be simply for, you know, looking for your keys, or looking for, or trying not to step on a Lego, especially the clear ones, which I've done twice this week, by the way. But you know, the high output's going to be, you know, 30 lumens, and then your low is at 15. So, and then this bad mamma jamma right here is 1200 max lumens and throws 235 meters. And my kids can attest that they like this one and not this one shined in their eyes. So what I did was I set up kind of a little test to show, you know, these lights and show the focus beam and show like more spread. So what we did was I had my two boys, and this is so funny. I was like, hey, grab a toy and stand on the other side of the room, and I'm going to shine a light and see what I can identify in your hands. Of course, they pick. And so this is the Olight, the little 5T, and you could barely make them out. So this is not your room clearing light. This is just now here's, well, now that is from their perspective, and now they are sitting there. So they sit there, and I want them to pick out a small toy, and unbeknownst to me, they pick out these two like massive toys. It was kind of funny. But you see the focus beam there, and you see what it looks like coming back at you. So that's something really.
But that's
like,
what it's about. It's about
attention.
identifying what's in their hands, right?
Right.
Identify what's in their hands. That's
yeah. And so we went through a Guns and Gear segment with Surefire last year, and they brought up a lot of good points. They, you know, you can identify something in someone's hands by at the, you know, the ready, by not pointing the gun at them. You can actually use surfaces to bounce light onto your subjects, and especially like if you guys have a focus beam, a really tight focus beam, you may not want to be right here. You may want to be, you know, at the low ready. So it's something to think about. I mean, and we don't do that a whole lot, is, you know, think about our gear in advanced ways.
Yeah. It's critical.
But
know your gear.
Yeah. One of the cool things that you guys will enjoy, and I'm sorry for the guy who wins this, I am going to unpackage it once again to show you guys a little bit more on this light. The quick detach, which is super cool. It kind of has the X300, you know, frame, beveled edges here. But the quick detach right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is
Yeah, that's
super
slick.
easy to attach and detach from your firearm. And the battery cap is super easy to come off and on. You just flip that, and there you go. That's your tail cap. I've been really impressed with it. And at $70, it's great. Positive engagement there. I mean, just push button. That's all it is. God, it gets hot. It start burning my
Do you know
hand
what
immediately.
what the battery life is, KJ?
I do not. I bet you they have it on the box somewhere. Their box, what does that remind you of? Like their packaging is
It's an iPhone.
very like, yes, it's very iPhone Mac-ish. Like it has a very stylish feel to it. Really cool. But this is the PL2 battery life. I'll figure that out for you. But it's pretty cool. Yeah, see, Streamlight TLR2, that's kind of what this is kind of reminds me of, is kind of that
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
But I'll get into my gun because I've got a scout light on this gun. This is kind of my Smith & Wesson. It started out as an M&P 15T, but it didn't turn out like in the end. So this is what I got right now. This is a custom paint job. Completely Cerakoted the whole thing. I even Cerakoted the hood of my EOTech right here, which I thought was kind of a good idea to do. They couldn't do the whole frame though. But anyway, it's got a
awesome.
BCM foregrip. It's got LaRue tactical grip, but it's just, this gun has been used. It's kind of like your G19, man. I've killed hogs with it. I've killed deer with it, coyotes. I mean, it's my go everywhere gun. I'm very familiar with it. But she's kind of ugly.
And you
I'm not
trust
gonna lie. But I do trust it. I do trust it, and
Yep.
that's what I do love it. But yeah, this is, and it's got, of course, it's got a Timney trigger in it. I mean, I'm not gonna leave that out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep.
it's super cool. But it's all gravy, man. It's all good stuff. I mean, the guns are legit, especially if you trust them. What do we got?
Yeah.
We got some good comments coming in here. Yeah, training. The question is, how many people here have shooting experience at night? I've done it a few times, but that's only because of a friend's private range. I don't think it's nearly enough. That comes from Ryan Weiss. Ryan, you're absolutely right. I shoot at night as often as I can. Is it enough? Like, I never think I have enough training. Gary, talk about that. Talk about, how these guys are supposed to get. What do? You say you clear your house quite a bit. You do a lot of walkthroughs. How can guys do that, especially now with, how do they do that and why should they?
Well, I think the why should they is probably, answers itself, right? Especially, this day and age and whatnot. But one of the keys is knowing your angles, right? Knowing your angles, knowing your exits, and knowing your equipment. So all the same rules apply, just like any like dry fire session, right? 100% safe, 100% clear. Be vocal about it, vocal about your practice and whatnot. But yeah, learn your stuff, learn your equipment, know how you're going to be able to handle different angles or exit strategies or potentially multiple targets, and lighting conditions. Key. Yeah. I mean, it's not as simple as throwing on a 1,000 lumen light on a pistol and assuming that you're just going to be able to see everything and not have an impact on yourself. And your vision.
That's right. I think it's important to let our audience know that today's live is brought to you by Colt. They are still making history, and we are going out to the range this afternoon to shoot the Colt Defender Colt Combat Elite, super excited those, and we got a Python too, so we're going to shoot that too. It is also brought to you by, I've got to pull up all my talking points here because I don't want to miss anybody, but we are also brought to you by the fine folks at Caldwell and Ruger. So thank you guys for supporting us and allowing us to do this. Without you guys, we couldn't make it happen. Well, we could, but it just wouldn't be as good. So thank you guys. Right. And oh, by the way, have you seen, not this week, but next week's giveaway, we've got something really special because we're going to be giving away some Caldwell super duper electronic Bluetooth earmuffs and in-ear. So we're going to have 2 giveaways next week. We're going to give away, so there's going to be 2 winners. One person ain't going to get both of them. So thank you guys. And of course, Ruger, as always, that new PC charger is still in my truck. Ryan is not getting it back. So thank you guys. But now I know you have a couple more guns to show us. So what's your next gun?
So two different ARs. Let's see. So this AR pistol, and since we're talking about lights, what I wanted to have was kind of a different look at, you know, how a lighting system can be set up. On this one, I'm utilizing the tape switch. Personal preference for me puts the light out to the right side, and allows me to control it from the tape switch up here. This is the primary weapon.
Do you like
system.
that setup? Do you like that setup as, I mean, on all your pistols, would you prefer a tape switch, and why not a tail cap?
So this is one of those examples of try things in different ways and see what works for you. This happens just to be personal preference for me, to basically where my hand hits it. I can control this light pretty easily. And I've tried it in a lot of different ways, including top mount, in-force light, etc. And I've gravitated back to this setup.
That's awesome. You know, Airpack is full of the best ideas because he just gave me a brilliant idea, and I don't know why we haven't launched a video on this, but today is 5/7/2020. So he says, what do you mean? You're not going to go shoot the Ruger 5.7 today?
Yeah.
That's why we need you people here. Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, keep ideas flowing in because that's brilliant. And I will, hey, Airpack for you, I will do that. I will absolutely 100% do that for you. That's a great idea. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Love it.
Man, that's brilliant. Like he should be, hey, just come in, we'll let you host the show, and you're going to do all our creative stuff from now on, Airpack. But no, bunch of anybody practice at night with their crossbow or bow. Poetry on a cracker. I haven't. I don't know why. Now, on my bow setup for low light conditions, I do have an LED light that will illuminate, you know, the fiber optic cables that are running my sights. So I've never shot with the lights out. That might be a fun night shoot. That'd be a fun
illuminated.
I'd have arrows spraying everywhere and bolts going everywhere. But yeah. Ooh, hey, Poetry on a Cracker does say, and Gary, I'm going to let you debate this. Okay, this is going to be your debate. So were you ever on a debate team in like high school or anything like that?
No.
You weren't on a Model UN, nothing like that?
Nope.
That's throwing it back way old school, isn't it, Michael?
Way back. I mean, maybe I was. That's too long ago now.
So, okay. Poetry says 300 AAC is his modern day 30-30. What say you? Is that an accurate
I
statement?
can't. I would say that's pretty darn close. I don't know that I would. I don't know that I could debate that point. In fact, I
I mean,
actually kind of agree with that.
I tend to agree with it too, but is it?
Think of
Man,
usages.
you're gonna get the same type of use out of it.
Yeah.
I'm hopping over to Facebook because we have not been on. I think I've been hacked. I hope not. It looks like I've been hacked. But the 30-30, I mean, you're not going to shoot that out to 200 yards. I mean,
Right.
Yes, you could. Far better
course,
shooters
yeah.
than me. Hey, what's that mean? But it's 100 to 150 yard gun, realistically. And the 30-30 is much the same.
Yeah.
Now, Tom would have to get on in here and
Yeah.
debate the ballistics. Like, that's not my realm. But
Yeah.
that's an interesting thought. Ooh.
I like that. Sounds like a t-shirt idea.
Speaking of night classes, if you guys are interested in taking a night class and getting more training and understanding lighting more, Chad Winkler at Boondocks, and if you guys haven't been to Boondocks, I urge you to go check them out, go take a class from them. I still need to do that. Shame on me. But they offer a night class at Boondocks, which would be super fun because it's it's completely dedicated towards night shooting and understanding your gear more. Because Gary, how many times have you been in a training class and go, oh, this isn't going to work?
Every time. Or at least every time you try to do new stuff with your gear, right? You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn what works and what doesn't, for sure.
Yeah. We've got a lot of people here. But yeah, the night class at Boondocks would be a fun class to take, because I've always feel like I shoot better at night anyway. So, but
it's funny how that works, right?
It is. Well, because you're not in your mind, you're mentally dialed in more. I think, if I'm clearing my house at night to debate this, do you use 100 lumen light? Do you use a 300, a 500, 1,000, 1,200? For me, I want as much light as I can see what is in their hands, because it goes from this, what if they do this? I mean, that's a split second decision, and it's a lot different than if Gary were to bring up a gun and go like this. Like, what if he went here? I mean, I've got to see that this is a cell phone and not a gun. For some odd reason, why would I don't know why he would do it, but what if he was holding it like a gun? Or what if it? I don't know what mental capacity people are in, but I want as much light as I can identify through my house. And I have a few spots in my house where a brighter beam, a more focused beam, is going to be needed.
Yeah. You also want to know what's around them as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's other
these
things
bad
happening.
guys, they run in packs. Yep. So, but anyway, guys, I think we've kind of beat this horse to death. Again, you guys are entered to win this limited edition PL2 Olight. You guys need to go buy these tomorrow. I'm going to go purchase one tomorrow. I'm sorry, my wife will probably get mad at me, but for like $79, and these are like 40% off. They only made 7,000 of them, which I've been super impressed with them. But you can get a package deal on them if you want, the i5T EOS as well. But they go on sale tomorrow on Olight's website. Go check them out. We'll have links.
They'll go fast
everywhere, right? They're going to go fast. Like, these are good lights. I'm going to get one just because it looks so dang sexy on that Gucci 5 Glock I got. So we got that going for us. But anyway, you guys, thank you guys for joining in. Again, next week, we're going to give away some super duper cool earmuffs from Caldwell Bluetooth. noise canceling, all that cool stuff. But enter to win. All you got to do is comment. You can go back next Wednesday and comment, and that vote counts. So I will select the winner next week. We'll announce it Thursday, and we look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you to all our fine sponsors. So that's Colt, that's Caldwell, and that's Ruger. Thank you, guys. We couldn't do it without you, and of course, couldn't do it without
you guys,
our great shooters out there.
Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live. For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can always watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.